Hi everyone, this is Rosie Kelly. Welcome to my Mother's Day series. So I had a few ideas on how to do Mother's Day cards and some simple projects to give us presents. So I decided why not turn it into a series of videos so you guys can get some inspiration for this upcoming Mother's Day. So now these are going to be quick and simple projects that are yet beautiful and easy to make if you want to create something handmade for Mother's Day. So my project for today is this beautiful three-dimensional card. I am using these beautiful flower cutouts that are lemon crafts, and those come in sheets like this. They're single sheets, so you can get these at craftycity.com. And then I am using the circle dies that I got from In Love Arts, and they actually cut the circles like this, and they're just so pretty. Look at the border on that. However, I am using the negative space from the circles, and I'm gonna save that for a different project. And I just love the three-dimensional effects. So I'm building the flowers on the different layers, and I just added some of these Prima flowers here on top. I stamped this sentiment. So I love adding the pictures of my girls into projects that I'm gonna give away to family members. That way they can see how they're growing and how they're changing every year. So now this opens up like this, and then we can always write a sentiment, and this card could be displayed and the mantle or a coffee table, and it's just a perfect easy little project for Mother's Day. Stay tuned for the tutorial if you want to make one of your own, and thank you for watching. So to make this card, I'm gonna need a piece of 5.5 by 11, and I'm just simply going to fold this in half, and this is going to be the base of my card. I'm just gonna start with that, and then I cut 3 pieces of 5.5 by 5.5. And with these ones, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use some of these circle dies. These dies are from In Love Art, and I will have the link on the description box below. So I'm just going to place my dies, and I'm going to do all of them. I'm gonna try to do them with the same center. So one thing that we could do to make sure we're on the center is line them all up. You can mark the center and just like punch a hole or something to guide you, but I'm just gonna eyeball my centers, and yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna place a little washi so I know where it's gonna cut. So I'm just gonna do 3 of my circles. I'm gonna do this one here, and then I'm gonna pass this through my machine. Okay, so I have the circles here, so I'm just gonna take off my washi, take it off, and I will have a piece like that. And then this, I'm actually not gonna be using the circles, but I'm gonna save these circles for a different project. Look how pretty it cuts. So I'm gonna be using these pages by Lemon Craft, and these I got at my friend's China store. And so I'm gonna be fuzzy cutting around some of the elements to embellish my card. Like I'm gonna be using some clocks, definitely some of these beautiful, beautiful, colorful butterflies. So I'm actually gonna take some out so I can fuzzy cut them out easily. A clock, but I think I'll go with this one here, just to add some different shabby elements. I'll definitely be using some of these flowers, so I'm just gonna use some. I'll select this one here. I'm actually gonna do this too. Okay, so now I'm just gonna fuzzy cut around all of these. Okay, so now I have all these beautiful pieces fuzzy cut around. They're just so pretty. I'm also going to put Crafty City's website down below where you can get those beautiful lemon craft papers. So now I'm going to be layering my cards. So I'm going to start with the first one, the bottom, the smaller circle. And let's see, maybe I can add some beautiful pink flowers here. So I'm just going to add some of my glue and just randomly place my flowers here. So I'm gonna put one of those and maybe one of those little, one of these little butterflies. So I'm trying to do a 3D effect. So I'm gonna put the smaller butterflies. Whoops, I should have just done this side here. I'm gonna put the smaller butterflies on the back. So I'm gonna kind of put this one like so, and then maybe I can add some more elements later on, but then I'm going to do the one on the center. And for this one, I think I'm gonna balance this out by putting some blue on this corner here, just like that. And maybe I'll do another butterfly on the same side like this. And let's see, yeah, that's turning out so pretty. And then on the one on the top, I'm going to do just these pink flowers, maybe like this. Yeah, might have to trim that out a little bit. So I'm just gonna actually put the glue on the card and just place my flowers, and then I'm just gonna trim this so it's not hanging out of the card. It's okay to be hanging out of the side of the card, but not the bottom, because we're gonna use this probably to stand it up somewhere. So I'm gonna do that one there, and probably for the front I'll also be using some of these beautiful butterflies. Maybe I'll do a clock, or I'll save that area to add like a Happy Mother's Day sentiment up in there, or maybe back here. So maybe I can just put the clock up there. So I'm just gonna put some glue right there, and let's see, where's midnight? Okay, so then I can just place the clock right down there. And I don't mind a lot of the white showing. I actually like it. I'll be decorating a little bit more, but if you want, you can fill everything else with flowers, or you can do the bases on a different color paper. So I'm just gonna add a few more flowers up in here, and I definitely want another beautiful butterfly. Maybe I'll put this one right here. Okay, so I have these so far, and I'm going to now work on the base. So for my base, I'm going to be using some of these beautiful pictures of my girls. Now, I love incorporating pictures on cards, especially Mother's Day cards, because these cards are probably going to go to either grandma or my mom, or, you know, they always love to see the girls, how they're growing and changing. You can, of course, don't add a picture, and you can add like a beautiful image of a garden or something like that. So I'm just gonna fuzzy cut around my girls here, as you can see, very carefully. It makes me nervous for some reason. I don't want to like chop them off. I'll feel so bad. So when I print my pictures, I collage them first, and like, as you can see, I was using this little collage app on my phone, and then I send them, I save them on my phone, and then I send them to my Canon printer. So I print the collage. So I did two, because I'll be doing a different card using the larger image, but this time I'm going to be doing just a little one. So I'm going to be using the smaller as a guide and make sure that I'm not covering their faces or anything like that. So since this flower is kind of in the way, I'm gonna probably be placing that one more to the left. I am going to be using some of this lemon craft paper as well. This is a 6x6. I also did get this at Archana store. So I'm just going to use one of these as a background, and I'll probably, and you won't be able to see a lot of it through the little window. But I do want something with flowers to kind of go with the whole theme of the garden. So I'm gonna cut this piece at 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. So here's my piece. I'm just gonna glue these on the back. Now again, we want to make sure that your card is gonna open up. At least mine is going to open up. So I'm just gonna place this down on the center. Again, I'm using this as a guide before I place my girls down, and maybe a little bit down here like there. So we'll put them right there. Now I'm gonna just hold it so it doesn't move out of place, and add just a little bit of glue. Okay, so now again I'm using that as a guide, and I do want to add just a few more flowers here on this side. So I'm gonna use some of these blue flowers, these larger ones. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of glue and just place this just like so. Now I don't want anything sticking out of the back of the card, only from the front maybe. So I'm just gonna trim whatever is extra, just like that. Okay, so I have that, and I have these. I think it looks so cute. So I'm gonna be placing these ones down now. If you have foam tape, you can use some foam tape. So I'm gonna be using some chipboard pieces. Now I always save my extra pieces of chipboard to give my card or my projects a little bit of dimension, and you know, just kind of reuse them a little bit. So I'm going to add my chipboard, or you can use foam dots if you have them, and I'm just gonna place them around like this to create a little bit of volume in between the layer pieces. So let me do this one too, and I think I'm gonna do 2 layers of my chipboard to give it a lot of dimension. Okay, and then I'm just gonna add my first layer of my card here. Now let's make sure that when we place these, they are central, like I mean the circles are in all aligned in the middle, because some of mine were to the side, so I kind of have to adjust them a little bit. So just like that. So this is where I will put my first one. Let's see here. So I'm just gonna actually hold these 3 together just so it doesn't move for me, and put my glue here on this chipboard. So as you can see, my chipboard is not really cut straight. I only just cut it with my scissors, because there's something that you're not going to see. So here we go. I'm just gonna place this right on top. Okay, so I'm just gluing the first layer. I'm just using all of them to make sure that are, you know, aligned at the center. So now I'm gonna continue doing the same thing for the next 2 layers. So now I'm adding the second layer, and again I want to make sure that the circles are center, just like that. And then if you have a little extra, you can turn your card around, and then you can see mine are kind of even, but I am going to make this one just a little bit smaller, just so there's nothing coming from the other side. All right, so I got 1 more layer to go. So now I'm just adding the final layer of my card here on top, and I love how this turned out. Look how cool it looks with all the dimension. It's just so pretty. Okay, so now I stamped this little sentiment that says Happy Mother's Day. So I'm kind of debating if I should put it on the middle or if I should put it on the side. if I put it on the middle, I might add a little flower here. So I have these beautiful flowers that are Prima flowers, and I picked this up also at Crafty City. So I'm going to see if I can. I love how these flowers, I always save these tags, okay? Always save your tags. So these two flowers I think look pretty cute. I'm just gonna go ahead and glue this down at the center, and then I'm just gonna add my flowers. Okay, so now I got this piece here, and I'm gonna give you a little tip. I use this paper cutter, so you always have to replace your blades. So I save my old blades, and when I use my old blades to cut, it cuts the paper like this, which is typically something you don't want. But if you're going for a more shabby look, you definitely want that. It saves you a lot of time on like stretching the edges. So always save it. And now all I'm gonna do is just open this card and place this on the inside, just for a pretty background to write a little sentiment. So I'm gonna place this right here, and of course that will be where we put the sentiment. Now I stamped another Happy Mother's Day. I don't know if I want to put it, or maybe we just leave it empty. That's up to you. But I hope that you guys enjoy the process and try to make this card for yourself. And thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.